Today we have come to the Nordic Museum in Stockholm. This is in the exact same location that we were in yesterday for the Vasa Museum. It's directly next door to the museum.
And so we came here today because I saw online that on Tuesdays admission is free from 1 to 5. So not completely sure what's even here. We're just hoping for free admission. It's true, it's free. And we got free audio guides too.
We also got free cloakrooms too, so everything has been free and very nice. Now it's time to go check out the museum. So the first part of our tour here was the Aurora Borealis display.
It's the Northern Lights.
And so it took us into a little tiny dark room.
With a lot of other people.
We kept running into them, we couldn't see where we were going. And then there's like a super faint display of the Aurora Borealis. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We hope to see the Aurora Borealis soon, so hopefully,
yes. Hopefully
it's
a little bit more vibrant.
Yeah.
Right?
Now we're gonna follow our audio guide tour up to the 4th floor. We are supposed to be inside a 1940s flat in Sweden. So we're walking around this entire apartment and seeing what it's like to live in the 1940s here in Sweden. We have just wrapped up our time in this museum. And so we're sitting in the great hall here at a little picnic area they have provided. They even have like a little microwave that you can use if you bring your lunch, which is kind of nice for them to provide these kind of things for free. But yeah, so the building is really cool. This grand hall is really amazing. This museum was built in like the late 1800s. And so I personally enjoyed walking around the building a little bit more than the actual museum portion.
So I would definitely recommend coming on the free day on Tuesdays. Because it wasn't necessarily things that we find super interesting. It was mostly like furniture and different artifacts and things like clothing, just showing the Swedish way of life throughout history. So maybe if that's things that you're really interested in, like interior design or anthropology or things, I think you'd find it really interesting. So not super what we're into. Glad we got to come and see it for free.
Now we're not entirely sure what we do. We thought this museum would take a little bit longer. We ended up only being here for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. So now we are very hungry though, so we're gonna go try and find some food. So we're walking around down here by the harbor in Stockholm, one of the harbors I guess, but there's tons of boats out. And we're in the snow, walking on ice, and it's very cold. But I was gonna say that before we came to Sweden, I was a little bit nervous about coming to Scandinavia in the middle of the winter. Well, we went ahead and did it anyways. And I can definitely vouch that you can definitely do it and survive. And I definitely would recommend it too. But I think whenever I picture and imagine Scandinavia, I imagine it in the snow and ice. And it's just kind of intimidating to think, can I go up there in the wintertime and actually survive the winter?
Especially when we're not from very cold area of the US.
Right, and so, you know, we just looked up online about getting wool gear, and that made a huge difference in our ability to make it down here, and it's definitely doable. I still am a little bit nervous about when we go to Tromsø and we're up in the Arctic Circle, but this is making me believe in us a little bit more. This is definitely manageable. I highly recommend coming in the wintertime and just seeing Scandinavia in the snow and ice. It is so, so beautiful.
I think in the summertime, there's probably a lot more tourists and maybe more things to do. I'm not sure, we've never been in the summertime, but I still think it'd be fun to come in the summer just to see maybe the harbor's a little more lively and just see what it's like in the summer around here. But like Donnie said, the winter has still been really cool too and not as scary as we thought it was gonna be.
But in another random discussion, we have talked about trying to get a ferry because Stockholm is comprised of multiple islands all over the place, and so we talked about taking a ferry to other islands just for the experience of it. And your little rail pass card that gets you on the buses and the trams and the subways also gets you on the ferries. However, we just come over to this station because we just saw our first stop, and there was a sign that says that if you want to catch the ferry, you have to signal the crew by raising the semaphore, and if it's dark or misty, you have to flash them down with a flashlight. But we actually see a ferry coming right now. There's people waiting. We may not have to do the signaling, which I am thankful for because I easily am embarrassed by doing things like that.
I think we don't know where it's going, but we're gonna hop on.
So again, we're on the ferry for the first time. We don't know where it's going. There's nothing to scan our cards whenever we got on. So maybe they'll come around and check. I don't know. But for now, we will wait and see where we go in Stockholm. I think we might hop on this next boat that's just pulling in to take us back to where we came from.
I don't know where we are.
It smells like a really good cinnamon roll over here though. I like this island. And just like that, we are back from our ferry ride in the exact same place where we started.
We just went there, went 2 stops, and then came right back where we were. But it was fun. I'm glad we did it.
Aubrey got her ferry experience that she has been wanting so bad. And it was so interesting seeing the difference between the first boat and the second boat. The first boat seemed like a subway, and the second boat seemed like a booze cruise kind of ship or something like that. We originally said we were going to go find some food, but we always get so distracted on our way to getting food, so we end up not eating very much.
We really haven't. Oh gosh.
But now we're getting distracted. There's a bunch of really large Christmas mooses.
This is a bum. Let's go on the other side. So we grabbed some snacks real quick from the grocery store just to take back to our Airbnb, and we found these little whipped cream bun dessert things that we've wondered about and we've seen in lots of little cafes, and
in the museum they talked about them specifically there too.
So I guess they're a Swedish thing. They're called simla. So we grabbed some real quick and we're just gonna try them in the room where it's warm.
All right, so we are back in our Airbnb and we have our pastries from the grocery store like we talked about. Now we've seen these all over the place. In IKEA, there were people eating them, and then in the museum we saw them talking about these specific pastries, and then in a bunch of the coffee shop and bakeries they've had these, so we finally decided we might need to give these a try because we're seeing them everywhere, and these probably are very Swedish.
And probably very good. But we looked it up and they're called simla, and they're popular in Sweden and Finland and a lot of these countries around this area, and they're especially popular around Lent, like Fat Tuesday especially. And so it's like a bun, a wheat bun that has a milk and almond paste or cream in it, and then has whipped cream on top. So it sounds amazing. So really excited.
Yes, so they look super good. So we are going to dive in and give these a try. Ooh, super dense. I thought I was just gonna crush the pastry or crush the whipped cream in it. Oh, so the bun isn't hollowed out.
No?
No. It's just like a pastry with like a lid on top.
I didn't get the almond. Did you get almond in yours?
Well, yeah. I used it. The almond's the best part. When you actually get some of the almond, it's really good.
I taste cinnamon and really good cream.
It's a super like dense bread, not like a light, airy donut. And then you have like the almond paste, and then the cream, and then it's topped off with more of the pastry. I also have to point out that ours was on sale for half price. I think these were about to expire. So that also is a knock for, these are not.
We'll probably have to get them again.
Yeah. These are probably aren't like the freshest, and they're not from like a super legit like restaurant or bakery, but.
Oh, whoa.
Once you get the almond, that's the best part. It kind of has a Trader Joe's almond croissant flavor.
Yes.
That's what I was hoping for. Super
I
good.
like it. Oh yeah.
All right, Selma.
Oh gosh.
Selma's a place in Alabama.
Nope.
Simla. Simla's excellent. Gotta check it out if you come to Sweden.
Yes.
So we're gonna finish enjoying these while we in this video. So if you like these, make sure you like them, subscribe so you can keep up with the rest of our travels, and we'll see you in our next video.